Nazi-conquered nation, a dying man wrote one of the most beautiful love letters ever to be written. So into the passing parade we bring the true account of Peter Revich and the letter he wrote to my unborn son. Our story begins in a tiny village in Yugoslavia where plain, simple people worked and laughed and worshiped God and got along together. The villagers are proud of this man, Peter Revich, for he is the editor of their only newspaper and is the town's most educated man. Peter was not a good fighter or soldier or killer. He was a dreamy, sentimental villager who read poetry, loved his wife, wondered about the unborn child, and like all fathers, took for granted it would be a boy, and believed in a peaceful, sunlit world. Because he is this kind of a man, he is going to die. Yes, death is coming to you now, Peter Revich. For the Nazi invader roars across your little nation to enslave you. And you will die because men like you do not become slaves. How familiar the story has become. The plain, untrained, iron-hearted men who stand proudly in the invader's path and always fall. The village guerrilla bands, keeping 500,000 Nazis out of other conquests, away from Russia. Each villager in each cottage, like the dreamy newspaper editor, comes to the saying of his goodbyes to all the things that belong to living men. So when the Nazis rolled into your little village and orders went out to round up all the men for the slavery of Hitler's labor battalions, the answer was the same at every cottage. No man in this house. The man is dead. 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 But the war-wise Nazis did not believe your faithful women. The men are hiding. Find them. Destroy them. The Nazi, of course, had his way. In those days, he never failed. Destruction. Machine gun against rifle. And far away, the women waited. and read the news in the flames that swept the sky. But somewhere in a shell hole, a man who never could have been a warrior had found at last the quiet and the peace of the slain. Near his fingers lay a letter, which sometime during the night he had slowly penciled down on paper. And almost as if a supernatural messenger had undertaken its delivery, it was wafted from the hand that had written it. It was found at last by a villager, secretly passed from hand to hand, and is on its way to reach with absolute certainty those for whom it was intended. To my unborn son, my child, sleeping now in the dark and gathering strength for the struggle of birth, I wish you well. At present you do not breathe, yet when your time comes to be born, you will have power to fight for air and light. Such is your heritage. Such is your destiny as a child, to fight for light and hold on without knowing why. May you seek always and strive always in good faith and high courage. And in this world where men grow so tired, keep your capacity for faith and belief. Keep your love of life, but throw away your fear of death. Life must be loved or it's lost, but it should never be loved too well. Keep your delight in friendship, only learn to know your friends. Keep your heart hungry for new knowledge, and keep your hatred of a lie. Keep your wonder at great and noble things, like sunlight and thunder and lightning, wind and the rain, the moon and the stars, the growth of trees and the return of the harvest. I know I shall die, and you must be born to stand upon the rubbish heap of my errors. Forgive me for this. I am ashamed to leave you such an empty, uncomfortable world. But so it must be. As a last benediction, I kiss your forehead. Good night to you, my unborn child, and good morning and a clear dawn.